Fire destroyed Building C in the apartment complex. That building had 19 apartments. Thomas Township Fire Department reported all of the occupants safely evacuated the building. The cause is under investigation. Auburn City Park in Bay County will receive nearly $250,000 for improvements through a Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund grant. The park near US 10 will use the new resources to improve accessibility. A trail within the park will be renovated and widened, and an accessible canoe-kayak launch will be added. Accessible parking and walkways will be included to connect visitors with picnic tables and other areas. The Auburn project was included in annual recommendations from the Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund, which require approval and input from the legislature. Money in the Natural Resources Trust Fund comes from the development of minerals on state land and is distributed on an annual basis in partnership with local governments. The money must be used for recreational development projects or land acquisition and cannot be used for other purposes, according to the Michigan Constitution. The Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational has achieved carbon neutrality. WSGW's Jonathan Dent has more.
With this year's tournament teeing off next week, organizers have announced that all carbon emissions generated by the 2021 Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational have been offset. The 2021 tournament, which took place last July 12th to the 17th, received the International Award for Sustainability in Golf from the GEO Foundation for Sustainable Golf. Organizers say that around 78% of waste generated by the tournament was recycled. In addition, more than 4,000 pounds of unused food was donated to Hidden Harvest and sent to 24 local nonprofits. With this certification, the Great Lakes Bay Invitational becomes the first LPGA event to become totally carbon neutral. Jonathan Dent, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time, 9:07.
It's back to school time, and Capocco Community Credit Union is here to help you with all you need for going back to school. Books and tuition, perhaps furniture for your dorm, or any other expenses. Keeping up with studying and exams is challenging enough. Let Capocco Community Credit Union help getting there easier with a Visa credit card with 9.9% annual percentage rate. It's easy to apply online at capocco.org, member NCUA.
Want to pay less for gas? Stop at any one of your local 26 Forward Shell convenience stores where you'll save at least 5 cents a gallon on every fill-up with Shell Fuel Rewards. Earn even more cents off when you make purchases in-store on some of your favorite snacks and drinks. Stack the savings, and you can regularly save 10, 20, 30 cents or more off each gallon of gas. That's Fuel Rewards and your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pump, go forward.
WSGW News Time now 9:08. Car makers have been thrown a curveball when it comes to controlling auto emissions. Jeff Gilbert reports.
The Transportation Department is proposing that each state set its own emission standards in line with federal greenhouse gas reduction goals. Guidehouse Insights analyst Sam Abul-Samad says this takes a complicated process and makes it even more complicated.
All 50 states would have to report, their actual progress towards the emissions targets every year, and I can't see this being something that states would even want to get involved with.
Abul-Samad says it also makes it more complicated for car makers who have said the most important thing to them is having one national set of rules to follow.
He was trying to retrace the steps of a family who died during a hot summer hike in Northern California until he got lost. MNN's Jim Matthews reports.
The Michigan man who has not been identified was reported missing near a trail where officials last year found the bodies of Jonathan Garish, his wife, their toddler, and their dog. Officials have determined the family and their pet died of extreme heat exhaustion after running out of water while out on a grueling hike. The man had told another hiker he was investigating the deaths because he found the official cause of death as odd. The Mariposa County Sheriff's Office says the tourist was lost for nearly a week before being found. He was treated for badly blistered feet and dehydration before he left in his car against medical advice. Jim Matthews, Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 989-752-0790. It's 9:10. I'm Dave Maurer.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partly sunny for today. Highs top out near 78 degrees. Winds northeasterly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, partly cloudy to mostly clear. Lows drop to 57. Winds remain northeast 5 to 15. Higher gusts still possible. Saturday, sunny. Highs head back into the 70s. Winds again northeast 5 to 15. And again, higher gusts possible. Saturday night, mostly clear. Lows fall back to 52. And then Sunday, sunny and highs reach 84. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast.
Right now it's 71.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW for a Friday. Open phones after the 10 o'clock news this morning. At 11 o'clock, we're going to learn about the D Street Music Foundation. But for this hour, on our Fridays and our consumer shows, we're going to talk about something which I find confusing. And we're going to try and unconfuse me this morning. That has to do with Medicare, and I'll explain my confusion after I introduce our guest this morning. And from Medicare Choices, we say good morning, first of all, to Jeff Carrick. Jeff, welcome back.
Thanks, Art.
Yep.
Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you here. And also with Jeff, his daughter and partner in crime this morning, Kylie Nowak. Kylie, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art.
Nice to have you both here this morning. All right, so my confusion. And I'll bet you can guess what it is. Because we are told there is a window. And in that window, you can change your Medicare. You can move around, do different things with different companies within this window. Sometime in November to early December, pretty much a window. And when that window ends, we expect never to hear about Medicare again until the next window. Nothing changed. The same hucksters on TV are huckstering us, telling us we should do this, but the window closed. I am so confused. Why are we still talking about what you want to do with your Medicare policy without the window?
Well, Art, it just seems like there's a lot more than just one window. We have the annual enrollment period, and that where it gives seniors an opportunity to, change their plan, guaranteed issue with the Medicare Advantage plans from October 15th through December 7th.
That's the window, right? That's the window.
That's the major window.
Major window.
Major window.
Oh.
And then we have another window starting January 1st to the 31st where we can take a look at your Medicare plans if you're unhappy and possibly make a switch during that time period also. And that's called the open enrollment period, January 1st through March 31st. Then you have, people turning 65. You got people on low income subsidy that can pretty much change plans quarterly. People on Medicare, Medicaid that can change plans quarterly. People turning 65, people retiring, going off the employer group coverage onto their Medicare plans.
You don't speak for the government, but I'm going to ask this question anyway. Why do we have a window? Why bother?
That's a great question, Art. I just go
It's
by
insurance.
what the government tells me.
If I want car insurance, I can buy it anytime I want. Why can't I buy Medicare the same way?
Yeah, I have no idea. No idea. That's the federal government telling us that, and we just live by the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So,
you see those TV commercials, and that's where people are getting all confused. And
exactly.
You got all the celebrities on there saying that sometimes we can get your Part B premium paid, and you can get
get your money back in your check, and
money back in your Social Security check. So I can tell you this: Medicare Choices. We're an independent Medicare agency, and we got pretty much most of the major carriers here in the state of Michigan. And there's nothing that those celebrities can do for you that Medicare Choices can't.
Yeah, well, I figured that.
And the advantage is we can sit down with you face to face right here in the Tri-City area, or I've got 60 agents all throughout the state that we can hook you up with one of those agents where you can sit down with them face to face.
Yeah, so Kylie, let me ask you this. Huckster A on television, superstar advertise, probably was a superstar at one time, not anymore, selling Medicare to me and telling me, I can get all of these benefits over and above what I already have, including money back in my Social Security. How many people actually get money back into their Social Security?
Well, the figure is real small because you have to financially qualify to get that. And that's part of our job, is to find out if you do financially qualify to get that Part B give back and have your Part B premiums. Some are different levels. It might be just a small amount or a large amount. Even the veterans, there are veterans plans where they get, $40, $50 a month Part B give back. And then your Part B payment comes out of your Social Security check normally. So basically, if the carrier is paying part of that Part B premium, you're going to get money back or a raise in your Social Security check each month.
But you got to qualify.
Well, in that particular situation, the last one I just talked about was veterans.
Veterans, yeah.
And
Kylie?
just to add a little to what Jeff said, I think Medicare is a difficult thing to navigate through, and it's not a one size fits all, right? So there's different circumstances, situations, needs for each client that you sit down with. So neighbor A doesn't get one benefit and neighbor B hears, well, neighbor A got that benefit. Why don't I get that?
But it's interesting to hear you say that, because I think over the years, if you ask most people, they would say, oh, Medicare. Yeah. One size fits all.
Mm-hmm. It's not.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. You're welcome.
It's not at all, is it?
Not at all.
And if someone were to come into your office, Jeff, or sit down with you and talk to you about Medicare, and particularly not so much Medicare itself, parts A and B, because that pretty much is one size fits all.
Mm-hmm.
But if I came into you and said, gee, I need a prescription plan, now we're getting into areas that takes a little work, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's your Part D coverage. That's a prescription coverage plan. And what we have at Medicare Choices is computer software where, if you're taking 3, 4, 5, 20 different prescription medications every month, we can plug those medications into our software, and it'll tell us, what companies might be the best fit for you, depending on what medications you take. And again, not a one size fits all, because everybody's taking different medications.
Well, it's not only that. The thing that would worry me about that, and it did worry me when I got mine, right now I'm only taking a couple, and they're all zero copay. Wonderful. I love it. What happens tomorrow if I get sick and need a tier 3?
That's a good point, Art. That's a very good point. Even myself, I'm on Medicare. I'm 66 years old. I take a medication called Trulicity, which is $1,200 a month.
I've seen the ads on TV. No wonder they're advertising it at $1,200 a month.
So those medications like that are $1,200 a month, it's very important to, do the analysis on the medications to see what's going to fit best.
Safe to assume, without getting into specifics of yours, but safe to assume, in D coverage, Plan A may cause you to pay so much. Plan B may be so much plus or so much minus. They're all different, right?
Yes, they are. Each carrier, whether it be Blue Cross Blue Shield, Humana, Health Alliance Plan, Priority Health, Aetna, whatever, they all have their own formularies on the drug plans. Basically, what the federal government says is you have to have 2 medications in every category within the formulary to be compliant with the formulary with the federal government.
Just 2.
Yep.
Out of what, thousands?
In each category.
In each category. How many categories are there?
I have no idea. A lot.
All right. We're talking to Jeff Carrick and Kylie Nowak about Medicare. If you have any questions about Medicare and Medicare coverage, you can give us a call, 989-752-6111. Again, that's 989-752-6111, and join in the conversation. And we will be back to do more of that after these notes.
Inflation in Michigan and the Midwest, highest in the nation. Annette Glenn is running for state senate to fight for new jobs, energy independence, to cut fuel costs, cut taxes, and drug costs. Annette Glenn, fighting for us. Paid for by Annette Glenn for state senate.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The job market held up better than expected last month. The Labor Department says there were 372,000 new jobs created in June. The unemployment rate remained at 3.6%. Economists have been predicting the economy weakened under high inflation and rising interest rates. Though the number of new jobs is encouraging, earlier this year, companies were adding jobs at an average of 500,000 each month. GameStop is shaking up management, naming a new finance chief, and it's also cutting jobs because it wants to operate nimbly. GameStop shares are losing ground. Spirit Airlines has again postponed its shareholder vote on merging with Frontier. It's continuing talks with rival bidder JetBlue. The vote is now scheduled for next Friday. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Big news! Greta Van Susteren is back, and she's on Newsmax. Tune into Newsmax at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight to watch The Record with Greta Van Susteren and get the real news. Plus, check out the new lineup of Rob Schmidt, Eric Bowling, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable and streaming platforms. If your cable system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them and demand it. And download the free Newsmax app on your phone. Make the switch to Newsmax today.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
WSGW online poll. Are you outdoors or are you indoors during the summer? It is summertime, a great time to be outdoors. Or is it? As a survey that we had recently showed, 53% of people don't enjoy being outdoors in the summer, preferring to stay indoors in air-conditioned comfort. Some of the reasons they think that summer can be a bummer is from feeling sweaty, dealing with bugs, to suffering sunburn. Others say that those reasons can be dealt with and are relatively minor inconveniences for the chance to be outside. So the poll question is simple. Would you rather rather spend your time indoors or outdoors during summer? You can answer indoors. You can answer outdoors. You can answer about the same. I'm not going to give you the I'm not sure answer. If you cannot be sure of whether you be indoors or outdoors, then you've got a problem. Head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, and please vote.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Ground ball, base hit into right field. They're going to wait Torkelson around third. Sharp single to right field. Baez got the fastball and didn't miss.
The Tigers play 7:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, welcome back here on the Art Lewis Show for a Friday morning, talking to Jeff Carrick and Kylie Noeck from Medicare Choices about Medicare, and get back to our conversation, but we have a caller waiting for us. So this is Mike in Bay City. Mike, good morning. You're on with Jeff and Kylie.
Good morning. Thanks for taking the call.
Sure.
And you mentioned earlier about veterans and the Medicare that they take out. The 177, I think it is. That's a good, I don't mind paying it, but I'm a 100% disabled veteran. Do I have a chance to get that taken, putting back in? Or would I have to speak with you and see what the circumstances are?
Mike, I would absolutely recommend that you sit down with us. It sounds like you absolutely might qualify for something, and we'd be happy to do that. I can give you a telephone number to give us a call.
Sure, go ahead.
It's area code 989-899-7820. Again, that's 989-899-7820.
That sounds like a good idea. I think I'll give a call.
Yep, I think it'll be definitely worth your while.
You know, the only way to find out is to sit down and do it.
Yes, I can't beat the price. That's a wonderful thing. Medicare, I've never had a problem with it. I'm kind of blessed to have that, and a lot of people don't. So,
well, thank you for your service.
Well, thank you. It's a privilege.
All right, sir. Thanks a lot.
Have a good one.
You too.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
So there are programs out there for veterans, aren't there?
Absolutely. And a lot of them are zero premium PPO. And like I said, a lot of them have that Part B give back where you get that each and every month from the carrier. And that would actually, because they're paying part of your Part B premium, it's going to give you a raise in your Social Security check.
What's that phone number again?
989-899-7820.
All right.
And that's our general office number. So if that number rings, it's going to ring my phone and Kylie's phone at the same time. And one of us will be able to pick up and get an appointment scheduled. We can meet you, at a local coffee shop, in your home, at our office at Mid-Valley Insurance at 9080 Gratiot Avenue. We're in the Mid-Valley Insurance building, Gratiot Avenue in Shields.
I know you're going to be doing some educational seminars. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, and it's at the Freeland Sports Zone. I don't know if everybody's familiar with it, but it's a fantastic facility. I talked with Rachel King, the director there. She invites all the people to come and tour the facility, free tour of the facility, and see what's actually there. And she also wanted me to mention that at the Freeland Sports Zone, there's a senior fitness class every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. And it's no barbells or lifting weights or anything like that. It's a senior fitness class where, you work on stretches and small exercises. And I've been to it. I've seen it before, and they have a lot of people there. And even in the fall, they're talking about adding more classes.
And I think it should be pointed out, too, as long as you're talking about them. And it ties in with Medicare, because a lot of the Medicare policies, particularly the supplements and some of the Advantage plans, have what's called the Silver Sneakers program.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually go to Sports Zone for nothing. Your
Absolutely.
insurance carrier pays for it.
Most of your Medicare carriers have free gym memberships, which are taken at the Freeland Sports Zone. Silver Sneakers, in particular, the senior fitness class would absolutely be free to them. But this is for all seniors. You do not have to have a membership to the Fleeland Sports Zone to join them. It is a $3 charge. But again, the Silver Sneakers people free gym memberships, the class is totally no cost to them.
So I'm going to go back to Medicare here, because the last time we talked, which I think was a while back, might have even been in Hemlock when we did the show out there, you were talking about something new coming along that had to do with, I think, Blue Cross Blue Shield, maybe somebody else, a 5-star program.
Yes, there are 2 5-star programs here in the state of Michigan. That's the Blue Care Network 5-star plan, and also the United Healthcare, which not real prevalent in the Tri-City area, but the Blue Care Network is. And those are 5-star plans that are given by the Center of Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMMS. And basically on those 5-star plans, anybody can sign up for those plans at any time of the year. Anytime, no matter what plan you have, or if you don't have a plan, then
talk about confusion. There we are again.
There's another window.
That's the one I was actually thinking of when I started the show. So, but how do they differ? What makes a 5-star plan from a 4-star plan?
It's got a lot to do with, how well they take care of the seniors and some of the customer service and so forth. I don't know exactly how they get them.
Let me ask you this. Let's set up a scenario. Someone has A, B, D, and a supplement. All right?
Yep.
If they want to change, let's say you want to go to that 5-star plan, and they come to you and they say, Jeff, I want to change. Do I need to be medically qualified?
Absolutely not. The Blue Care Network 5-star plan is a Medicare Advantage plan, so there is no health requirements. There are no health questions. Everyone is guaranteed insurability with that plan. So basically, if you're on a Medicare supplement plan or what they call a Medigap plan, and you want to switch over, you can switch over to the Blue Care Network 5-star plan right now, and then you would drop your Medicare supplement.
Do I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, if you give up your Medigap plan and go to the Advantage plan, and at some point in time in the future you want to go back, you can't do that, can you?
Well, there's one little stipulation.
Of course there is.
The CMS calls it the free look period. And if you switch from a Medigap plan to a Medicare Advantage plan for the very first time, you've got a 12-month period where you can switch back to the original Medigap carrier. Again, that's within the first 12 months of switching.
So let me ask questions that, I might ask you if I come in and sit down with you, and other people would probably do the same thing. I have a doctor. I love my doctor. I have, gone to specialists. I love those specialists. I don't want to be told I can't go to those specialists. All right. So let's say I come to you and I've got A, B, D, and Medigap Plan F. I've got the B. Okay. And I say to you, okay, let's look at your plans. Is there a plan that will, A, allow me to go to all my docs? I don't want to be told what doc to go to, and cover all of the copays.
In Medicare Advantage, you have HMOs and you have PPO plans. The HMO is going to be a little bit more restrictive than the PPO plans. The PPO basically says you can go to any doctor, any hospital that will accept
Medicare, basically.
Accept Medicare and payment from the plan. Now, if you did go out of network, it does have a network like Plan F, like what you're talking about. The Medigap has no network, so you can go to any doctor, any hospital.
And it also covers the overages.
Correct. And with the Medicare Advantage plan and the PPO, if you stay within network, your out-of-pocket costs are going to be lower than if you go out of network. But the great thing with the PPO is you do have coverage.
So cost-wise, we hear about these plans that cost nothing, for $0, for example. Are they prevalent, first of all? And secondly, is there a difference in the cost between that HMO and that PPO?
That's a great question, Art. I get asked that question all the time. And, I talk about the zero premium HMO and PPO plans, and, they can do this, this, and this for you. And you got all these great supplemental benefits, and it doesn't cost you one penny. And the first reaction I get out of the clients is, if it doesn't cost me anything, it must be garbage.
What's it worth? Hold that thought. We got to take a break. We'll come back on that. What a way to take a break. We'll be back with more. Jeff Carrick and Kylie Nowak with us from Medicare Choices.
Hemlock Public School District encourages residents to become informed about the upcoming August election. There are 2 items on the ballot that will impact the school district: a non-homestead operational renewal and Saginaw ISD special education millage. Visit hemlockps.com for more information, or give us a call at 989-642-5282. That's 642-5282. Hemlock Public Schools, excellence in education. Enroll today.
Summer has officially arrived. This is Sonia with Westside Decorating Center. We can help keep your homes noticeably cooler with our energy-efficient window treatments. Call our designers at 989-793-6182 for a personal consultation. Whether you want to filter the sunlight or block it out entirely, we've got the perfect style for you. Ask about our free cordless upgrades and power options. We invite you to stop in and see our updated displays today at Westside Decorating, 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township.
Talk to the animals, hike, bike, or explore a museum. The Saginaw Arts and Enrichment Commission and WSGW invite you to join in the fun as Saginaw celebrates summer, presented by Hemlock Semiconductor. More than 150 events taking place throughout downtown Saginaw and the riverfront area. For weekly activities, follow Saginaw Celebrate Summer on Facebook and Instagram at Arts Saginaw. Don't miss out on the fun, and for daily updates on all the excitement, keep listening to WSGW.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver packages fast and affordably, so you can give your customers what they want when they need it. We're delivering for one-stop shops, mom and pops, pop-ups, startups, retail, wholesale, large scale, small biz, big box, customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering. At the United States Postal Service, we deliver packages fast and affordably, so you can give your customers what they want when they need it. We're delivering for one-stop shops, mom and pops, pop-ups, startups, retail, wholesale, large scale, small biz, big box, customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
On the next monthly Van Camp and Robbins show,
it's the Friday Five, and this week it's a tasty treat.
Lemons are tasty.
Markley, Van Camp and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. In the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
We're back with you on the Art Lewis program. In studio with us, Jeff Carrick and Kylie Nowak from Medicare Choices. And oops, we had a caller and the caller disappeared. All right. Now we'll get back to our conversation. You were talking about what before we took the break?
Zero premium.
Zero premium.
Doesn't cost you a penny.
Doesn't cost you a penny.
By the way, I wanted to mention that Medicare Choices, we're a no-fee service. So if you give us a call and you want to do a Medicare review of your plan or something like that, we don't charge anything. Getting back to the zero premium plans, how can those carriers do all those great things for you, all those supplemental benefits, and you pay nothing?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, each and every week that you worked in your entire life, you paid into Medicare. And now it's Medicare's chance to give back. And basically, when you sign up for these zero premium, even if it's a $50 premium or whatever, the federal government gives them X amount of dollars every month to take care of all your claims. And it's a substantial chunk of money each and every month that they give the carrier. So don't think that the carrier is going to do all these great things for you. And
they're in business to make money, obviously. I think the thing about it, though, that it just points out, maybe this is the wrong word, but it points out how fragile the system is, because it's money dependent on the government. And at some point in time, the costs exceed the money. And what happens, so that needs to be taken care of. That and Social Security need to be addressed. No two ways about it.
Absolutely.
So, and also we had started talking about our friends at the Freeland Sports Zone. Of course, the question was based on you doing seminars, which we totally neglected to mention. So maybe we should talk about that a little bit.
Well, we're going to have some Medicare seminars at the Freeland Sports Zone. It's the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month at 11 a.m. And the first seminar coming up is this next Wednesday, July 13th at 11 a.m. But we are going to have them on the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month for July, August, September, and October.
And what's going to be covered in those seminars?
We're going to talk about a lot of things. We'll talk about Medicare and just give you some knowledge on, what Part A is, what Part B is, what Part C is, which is a Medicare Advantage plan, Part D, Medigap plans, and to let the clients know what their options are. Basically, you got Medigap plans, you got Medicare Advantage plans, and you've got the Medicare Choices Hybrid Medicare plan, which is kind of a blend between the two of those.
I want to ask you about that. You've talked about that before. So when you say hybrid, I think of hybrid. If I think of it in terms of a car, I got an electric power supply and a gasoline engine, and I call that a hybrid. What's a hybrid Medicare plan?
Well, just like a hybrid car, which is a blend between gas and electric, the hybrid Medicare plan is a blend between a Medigap plan. It acts like a Medigap plan in certain ways, and a Medicare Advantage plan, which has copays for almost everything.
So in this case, instead of getting A, B, D, and a gap, you get an Advantage plan and some type of gap. Is that right?
Correct. I'm 66 years old. I'm on Medicare myself, and I have the hybrid Medicare plan. And I have a Medicare Advantage plan with the prescription drug coverage, all the supplemental benefits. And then on top of that, I have the hybrid plan. And what that does for me, just like a Medigap plan, for the rest of my entire life, I have no out-of-pocket for hospitalizations, skilled nursing facility, which is...
Oh, really?
Yes, extended stays for recovery. Basically, all the Medicare Advantage plans, how they're covered is days 1 through 20, there is no copay, but days 21 through 100, it's $188 a day, which can add up to a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. So just out of curiosity, without getting into specifics, because I know we don't talk dollars here, but if someone has A, B, D, and let's say Plan F,
mm-hmm.
and they come to you and they want to look at a PPO Advantage plan and your hybrid, dollar for dollar, are they going to be about the same?
No, the hybrid plan, the nice thing is versus a Medigap plan, it's going to be around half of what a Medigap plan is. And with the hybrid plan, the company that we use has never, ever had a premium increase.
Oh, really? What do they know that nobody else does?
Unlike the Medigap plans that are age-rated, and they're fantastic
Here
plans.
I am. Yeah.
They're age-rated, and they go up each and every year the rest of your life. With the hybrid Medicare plan, once we got you locked into that plan, the company that we use for the hospital indemnity, and I don't have enough time to explain all that to you now, but again, no out of pocket for hospitalization, skilled nursing, cancer, and possibly outpatient surgeries.
Well, I cover the overages, which is what Plan F, for example, and then the supplement plans carry. They cover your overages, right?
Yep. They cover your out-of-pocket costs for the rest of your life.
So the Advantage plan will be the Advantage plan, whatever you have in that plan.
Yep.
And then you have this additional plan.
That's correct. And if you take the zero premium PPO plan and add on the hybrid plan, again, that's going to be about half the cost of what a Medigap plan might cost you.
Now, when we say zero premium, that does not eliminate my Part B costs, does it?
No, everyone.
You're paying that.
Kylie, why don't you cover that?
Part B. So in order to have a Medicare Advantage plan or a Medigap plan, you have to have A and B, right? So in order, you have to pay a premium of $170.10, which is your Part B. Are there certain exceptions where you can eliminate that Part B for certain people? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
few and far between, but certain people.
Correct. Correct. Yes. But 99.9% of that time, every person has to pay that Part B premium.
That comes right out of your Medicare.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So these PPO Advantage plans that are part of your hybrid, there are a number of them. Is it just one plan and one hybrid, or are there different combinations?
The company that I use, it's called a hospital indemnity plan. And a lot of people don't know what that is. And they don't even know what an indemnity plan is. But clients have heard of the company Aflac.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's an indemnity plan.
Aflac.
There you go. The company that we use is called Guaranteed Trust Life. You've probably never heard of them because they don't ever advertise. They advertise with agents that don't cost them anything for GTL to tell the agents about what they can do for their clients, but they don't advertise on TV like Aflac and the Duck does. I mean, they do millions and billions of dollars a year in advertising, where GTL puts that back into their products, which what's really impressive with Guaranteed Trust Life is there are hundreds of hospital indemnity plans here in the United States. GTL has been the number one hospital indemnity plan in the United States for the last 17 straight years in a row.
Wow. All right, hang on. We got to take a break. Come back. We'll take a call when we return with Jeff and Kylie from Medicare Choices.
At Wildfire Credit Union, loan rates are low and cash is back. Borrow for the things you want. Consolidate high-interest credit cards, or refinance a loan and watch your monthly payments go down. We have members who save thousands of dollars. You can save too and get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend.
It's easy to open a new loan or move an existing one to Wildfire. Just call, click, or come by any Wildfire branch in Saginaw, Midland, or Bay City and ask for cash back now through the end of August. We've got great rates and personalized solutions for your borrowing needs. Enjoy the things you want. Save money with lower monthly payments. Plus, get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend. It's coming back.
Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better.
Cash is back. Tell a friend.
New loans only, subject to credit approval, equal housing lender.
There's nothing like hearing the songs you love on local radio with no subscriptions and no monthly fees. But there's a new bill in Congress that could stop the music. If passed, this bill would tax your local radio station simply to play the music you love. Text LOCAL to 52886 and ask Congress to support local radio stations. Help us keep you connected to the music, local news, weather, and traffic that you need each day. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Brunches, chef specials, date nights, happy hours. Moments like these are made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine.
My taste buds have missed this.
So let's savor this moment. Keep the dining out going. Keep the togetherness going by keeping your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Find your vaccine at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. Ricky LeBlanc, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Admitted in Massachusetts only. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. Members, Paul J. Morgan, Winter Park, Florida. Nick Neiswander, Florence, Kentucky. Rich Graybo, 970 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford, Connecticut. 860-904-7789. Michael Bo Gonzalez, admitted Louisiana. Filing number LA-22-13614. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other attorneys. I am a paid non-attorney spokesperson. Attention U.S. Marines. Veterans were exposed to toxic chemicals in the drinking water on Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Exposure to these chemicals increased the risk for cancer, birth defects, and other serious health problems. If you or a loved one were exposed to contaminated water on Camp Lejeune, you may be entitled to compensation. A new law gives legal rights to those harmed. It is not too late to take action. Call Sokolov Law now for a free legal consultation at 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100.
Trying to find when and where you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football, and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football on WSGW? Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's WSGW.com.
Hi, we're back with you, talking to Jeff and Kylie from Medicare Choices, and we have Sharon with us from Bentley. Sharon, good morning.
Good morning. How is everybody doing today?
Good.
Good. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I have a question in regards to a change that I just discovered that has happened with Medicare. Went to my doctor and she recommended I get the COVID update, not COVID, I'm sorry, the shingles update shot.
Yeah.
And found out that in the past it was covered for Medicare and it was covered 100%. Now it has been switched over to Part D. And with my coverage, Part D prescription plan, it's a tier, I think, 3. So
I think everybody's.
I'm sorry?
I think everybody's, because I inquired a while back and it was going to be $177 copay in my case.
It's a series of 2 shots.
Yep. Jeff?
Yeah.
I just got my single shot. I got the first one in December, went to Florida, and I just got my second single shot in May. And with the particular carrier that I have, I didn't pay a penny for both shots. So it depends on what carrier you're with, whether they're covering that.
That was my question is it all of the prescription plans or is there somebody? And then why was it changed from Medicare over to Part D? My doctor, the way she worded it was the government, with their infinite wisdom, decided that this was
She's
the way
right.
it was going.
She's right. And that's why you get a book every year because they do change things, don't they? Every year they change things.
Yeah. Well, it just seems so ironic because the flu shots, the pneumonia shots, the COVID shots, all of that is under Medicare, covered 100%. And back in 2011, when I had gotten this shingle shot, that was under Medicare. And again, it was paid 100%. And then all of a sudden, they have decided it's not.
Yeah, well, welcome to the real world.
I've been in the real world for a long time. I just wondered if it was all prescription plans or maybe it was.
Well, they're all different, right, Jeff?
Yep. And getting back to Kylie's comment earlier in the show, it's not a one size fits all. And again, we are no fee service Medicare Choices. We don't ever charge our clients 1 penny for, our education and all the different plans that are available to you and all the different options. I would suggest again that, stop by our seminars at the Freeland Sports Zone. Again, it's the second and fourth Wednesday of the month at 11 a.m.
And just to add to that, Medicare is constantly changing. They're always changing year to year, month to month. There's always new things to learn. And that's why it's super important just to ask that great question.
All right. Good luck, Sharon.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Keith, we got about a minute. Keith is up in Gladwin. Go ahead.
Good morning, folks. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. How are you?
Limited time. So what's your question?
Real quick. In 11 months into the future, I turn 65, and I'm in the information gathering section. What is the window at age 65 to sign up for Medicare? I know there's a window, a time frame.
Yes, great question. You have 3 months prior to your 65th birthday and 3 months after your 65th birthday to decide.
6 month window.
6 month window, 3 before, 3 after.
You got it.
65th number.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. So I got a little bit of time to get some information and get a plan together.
There you go. Thank you. Take care. Bye now. Right. And the number to call for that information, 989-899-7820. Jeff, thanks for spending some time with us this morning.
As always, Art, it's great to be here with you.
Do it again.
Yes,
Kylie,
pleasure.
thanks a lot.
Thank you, Art.
Have a great day, both of you. We'll be back to close out the hour right after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
Is your home filled with tension and drama? Are you feeling uneasy and thinking you just want to disappear? Maybe just run away? I know how you feel. I've been there. And I want you to know there's a place to turn to for help. Help is just one phone call away. Call 866-TEEN-911 right now and you will be connected to some people who care about you and are ready to help. Don't wait. Get help today. Call 866-TEEN-911 or go to teen911.org right now.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Applied Training Solutions. We're going to get a CPO class from Applied Training Solutions for only $75. It's usually $150, but you are getting it half off. The ATS Simulation Range is a cost-effective solution for maintaining and improving your skills. Applied Training Solutions is located inside the Midland Mall. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
The 2022 Cool City Car Show, supporting the local American Cancer Society, is the car show in the Great Lakes Bay region. They've raised over $330,000 for the American Cancer Society since 1995. The Cool City Car Show kicks off 2 days of fun for all ages that's free to the public. Friday, July 8th, starting at 5:30 p.m. Cars will be cruising through the streets of Essexville and Bay City, concluding at the Midland Street Business District. Visit your favorite local bar and restaurant to see all the cool cars. On Saturday, July 9th, the cars, trucks, and motorcycles will be displayed on the streets of historic downtown Bay City. Saturday, bring the family for free fun activities, contests, automotive vendors, food vendors, and regular merchants, which all make for a great summer day. With over 400 vehicles and over 5,000 people attending in years past, the Cool City Car Show has become a huge success in the Great Lakes Bay region. Get all the info on times and events online at CoolCityCarShow.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The WSGW Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
That'll do it for the first hour of the Art Lewis Show. My thanks to Jeff Carrick and Kylie Nowak for Medicare Choices. Again, their number 989-899-7820. And the seminars are the second and fourth Wednesdays of each month, 11 a.m. at the Freeland Sports Zone, and they are free. So there you go. And next hour, we're going to have open phones, whatever's on your mind, whatever you'd like to chat about. That's how we'll end the week on the Art Lewis Show. Before that, news from CBS, the national and international news. We'll have the local report to find out what's happening in the Great Lakes Bay region and the state of Michigan. And then I'll be back with open phones here on WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. It's 10 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington.
President Biden expressing outrage over the assassination of former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer in Japan says Abe was shot while delivering a campaign speech.
Shinzo Abe was mid-speech when suddenly 2 shots rang out. His security tackled the gunman immediately, but it was too late. The former prime minister lay on the ground, bleeding, with a chest wound. Police say the suspect is a 41-year-old local man, Tetsuya Yamagami, who formerly served in Japan's armed forces. Local media report his weapon appeared to be a homemade gun.
Japan has some of the strongest gun laws in the world. President Biden will sign executive orders today following the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. CBS's Christina Ruffini is at the White House.
The president is expected to announce that he's going to direct HHS to protect access to medication abortion and take steps to ensure emergency medical care for pregnant women and those experiencing pregnancy loss.
The January 6th committee today will question former Trump attorney Pat Cipollone. CBS's Scott MacFarlane has that story.
For weeks, there's been pressure for him to testify on the record. Vice Chair Liz Cheney used social media to do so and called him out by name.
Our committee is certain that Donald Trump does not want Mr. Cipollone to testify here.
The June jobs report shows employers added 372,000 new jobs. Surprising, says CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Total employment gains for the first half of the year are now about 2.7 million, 2.8 million. And think about this. That's more than 20% ahead of the average gains that we used to have for an entire year during the 2010s.
The unemployment rate in June remained at 3.6%. One of the reasons inflation surged this year is that stores didn't have enough goods to sell due to supply chain issues. Now those products are arriving, creating a different problem. CBS's Carter Evans.
Some stores are overstocked by more than 30%, and there's just no place to put everything. Target recently admitted it needs to right-size its inventory, and the retailer's plans include additional markdowns.
We bought 25,000 of these Adirondack chairs from a national chain.
The extra goods often end up with liquidators like Bargain Hunt, which discounts up to 70%.
COVID going up again.
We are seeing hospitalizations go up. The good news is most of those people are not ending up in the ICU. The percentage ending up in the ICU is a lot lower than in previous waves.
Dr. Celine Gounder with Kaiser Health News on CBS Mornings. This is CBS News.
Find great hires fast with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Want to pay less for gas? Stop at any one of your local 26 Forward Shell convenience stores where you'll save at least 5 cents a gallon on every fill-up with Shell Fuel Rewards. Earn even more cents off when you make purchases in-store on some of your favorite snacks and drinks. Stack the savings, and you can regularly save 10, 20, 30 cents or more off each gallon of gas. That's Fuel Rewards and your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pump, go forward.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Live From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 71 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. A massive fire burned for 12 hours and left several residents homeless at a Thomas Township condominium complex. Numerous fire departments responded to 9035 Greenway Boulevard near M46 west of Saginaw after a large fire broke out at the Swan Valley condominiums just before 5 p.m. Yesterday. Thomas Township Fire Chief Michael Cousins said his department called for mutual aid to bring more firefighters immediately after they arrived because the flames were growing quickly above the second floor of Building C. Cousins said the fire was in the attic space and started to spread out rapidly. The fire continued burning through the night. As of 6 this morning, firefighters were still on the scene, dousing hot spots, but no significant smoke or flames were visible. Cousins said all residents were evacuated and everyone has been accounted for. No serious injuries were reported. Cousins credited residents from the building with going door to door, alerting neighbors to the fire for preventing any deaths or serious injuries. Investigators will continue working to determine the cause of the fire. The Four Lakes Task Force is nearly finished on its assessment of the damages caused in the Edenville and Sanford dam failures in May 2020. WSGW's Michael Percha has more in this report, and we'll bring you that after this message.
Thinking about replacing your bathtub with a walk-in shower? Whether you want to make your bathroom safer or have a large spa shower with body sprays and an overhead rain shower, the experts at Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning can help. Tired of cleaning moldy caulk? They have a replacement shower that doesn't require caulk. Reamer even designs custom tile showers to fit your style. Looking for body pampering shower heads and handheld showers? They have hundreds to choose from. Need a seat in the shower? They have several custom and built-in seats available. Visit the showroom and experience their professional and knowledgeable help. Free estimates and a wide range of products to fit any budget. They are experts with years of experience. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning is celebrating 65 years of serving their clients locally and throughout the state of Michigan. Visit reamerplumbing.com and like them on Facebook for daily tips and discounts.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
WSGW News time is 10:07. Again, the Four Lakes Task Force is nearly finished with its assessment of the damages caused in the Edenville and Sanford dam failures in May 2020. Michael Percha has more in this report.
A special meeting of the boards of commissioners of both Gladwin and Midland counties will determine if residents will see an increase in taxes. The meeting takes place next Tuesday at noon at Meridian High School in Sanford. The task force has proposed a special assessment to pay for the operation and maintenance of the dams, which will no longer be funded by hydroelectric power. However, it isn't just the residents of the lakes who will be paying for their upkeep. Four Lakes officials call the tax levy an at-large assessment, meaning the entirety of Gladwin and Midland counties would be on the hook for the tax increase. Michael Percha, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Registration is open for this year's State of the Bay Conference in Bay City. The Saginaw Bay Watershed Initiative Network, or WIN, along with other conference partners and sponsors, host the gathering every 2 years to promote, guide, and implement restoration and conservation projects across the region. This year's conference will focus the agenda of previous events by providing educational sessions, networking opportunities, topic-specific breakouts, and more. The event will be held September 22nd, and people can register before July 31st at a discounted price. For more information, visit stateofthebay2022.org. Saginaw County Health Department employees were recognized last week for their years of service after several postponements due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Health Promotions Coordinator Christine Vasquez earned Employee of the Year for 2020. Christina Vasquez, she was instrumental in leading the health department's COVID vaccine clinics around the county. Mary Smith won the Richard Calley Distinguished Service Award for her years of service as the Hearing and Vision Program Coordinator. Other employees were given awards last week for their years of service, making up for postponed awards going back to 2019. Consumers Energy has received approval on a $170 million investment to modernize Michigan's natural gas system. The investment is part of the company's natural gas delivery plan, a 10-year $11 billion blueprint that includes upgrading transmission infrastructure, transforming storage operations, and replacing aging distribution pipes, some of which Consumer says date back to the 1940s. When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Few spotty rain showers possible late today. Otherwise, partial sunshine develops a high into the upper 70s, while winds out of the northeast around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Then for tonight, partly cloudy skies develop a low near 57. Saturday, sunshine high of 77 degrees. Then by Sunday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 87. Monday, partial sunshine develops a high around 89. Then on Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 86 degrees. Wednesday, chance for rain, we'll see high around 82. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast.
Currently, it's 72.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Nice to have you with us on this Friday morning. Get to a nice weekend. We hope a good weekend for you. Next week, big doings in the area because the LPGA tournament, the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, comes to the Midland Country Club. We'll give you some details of that as we go on throughout the morning. Tell you what we're going to be doing Monday, too, because a very, very special guest on Monday. But for now, this hour, open phones, whatever you'd like to chat about. 989-752-6111 is the number that puts you in touch with us from wherever you are, because most carriers aren't charging you long distance and roaming anymore, so it's a free call. Again, 989-752-6111, whatever's on your mind. I did have someone ask me to repeat the information from the previous hour in terms of contacting Jeff and Kylie at Medicare Choices. Again, the number was 989-899-7820. And the free seminars are going to be the second and fourth Wednesday of each month at 11 a.m. at the Freeland Sports Zone. And you can learn all about the confusing topic of Medicare. My goodness. If Uncle Sam touches it, you know it's going to be confusing. No doubt about it. Anyway, I thank them for being with us this morning. We appreciate it. So again, open phones for this entire hour. Yesterday, I was kidding at the end, but I kind of thought about it. Maybe I want to continue it a little bit. For those of you that are Jeopardy fans, TV show, the show that was hosted by the late Alex Trebek for 30 some odd years and is a staple of evening television around the country. Here it's seen on WNEM TV5, followed by, of course, Wheel of Fortune. And around the country, it's interesting. They come as a pair. I think they're distributed by the same company. Some markets choose to run Wheel first and Jeopardy second. Other markets like us, Jeopardy first and Wheel second. But the big story, and it is a big story because, I mean, there have been lots of news stories on it, actually, on who is going to replace Alex Trebek. Well, first of all, nobody can replace Alex Trebek. They're going to come in with their own style and their own ability. After initially, with the passing of Alex Trebek, the producers of the show presented a host, a couple of dozen different people hosting the show, everyone from the executive producer, Mike Richards, who was, by the way, the leading contender to actually replace Trebek, to Aaron Rodgers, for example, hosted, and others. And Mike Richards was selected to be the new host. except he had made some comments in the past that came back to haunt him. And in this day and age, anytime there's that kind of controversy, it's a death knell to whatever you're doing. So he lasted 2 weeks and was done. So it was then decided at some point in time that Ken Jennings, the winningest, the longest winning streak, the most money, all those things, Ken Jennings and Mayim Bialik would share hosting duties after a long string of guest hosts. And both have some controversy surrounding them. I don't think they could find anybody to do it that doesn't have some kind of controversy around them. Some of them made up, like in the case of Mayim Bialik, she was accused of being an anti-vaxxer. Well, she was not an anti-vaxxer. She is, in fact, a neuroscientist, not just an actress. She has a doctorate in neuroscience. And there was stories about her and how she raised her kids and everything. And some of them turned out to be really false. Ken Jennings also had some controversy about comments he made in the past. But in the end, they ended up sharing hosting duties. Jennings did it for a while. Bialik's been doing it recently. And now comes time, because now it's the off season. You'll start to get the repeats now for the summer. The question then becomes, as the 39th season begins in the fall, whom will be the permanent host? It's pretty much between Jennings and Bialik. Now, Bialik is also going to be the host of special editions of Jeopardy on ABC, College Bowl, things of that nature. So every time there is a special evening run of Jeopardy, Mayim Bialik is the hostess. It has been speculated that Ken Jennings will end up with the daytime slot. Time will tell. But it's interesting, because in a way, it's almost relief to talk about it. We don't have to talk about all the other things going on in the world. Well, we're going to, but it's fun in a way to talk about something as trivial as who's going to host a game show on television. Takes us away to a different place. And like that every now and then. Who would you want as the new host, permanent host of Jeopardy? Ken Jennings, Mayim Bialik, or maybe somebody else. They're both qualified to do it, and they both do a credible job. As a matter of fact, early on when she was just a guest host, one of the many, I thought to myself, she would be a good host. She's educated. She can pronounce all those funny words they have. And Jennings obviously is smart. But time will tell. Come the new season, we'll find out who the new host is. Take a break, come back, get to your calls. 752-6111. Don't forget the 989 area code.
The 2022 Cool City Car Show, supporting the local American Cancer Society, is the car show in the Great Lakes Bay region. They've raised over $330,000 for the American Cancer Society since 1995. Cool City Car Show kicks off 2 days of fun for all ages that's free to the public. Friday, July 8th, starting at 5:30 p.m. Cars will be cruising through the streets of Essexville and Bay City, concluding at the Midland Street Business District. Visit your favorite local bar and restaurant to see all the cool cars. On Saturday, July 9th, the cars, trucks, and motorcycles will be displayed on the streets of historic downtown Bay City. Saturday, bring the family for free fun activities, contests, automotive vendors, food vendors, and regular merchants, which all make for a great summer day. With over 400 vehicles and over 5,000 people attending in years past, the Cool City Car Show has become a huge success in the Great Lakes Bay region. Get all the info on times and events online at coolcitycarshow.com.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Summer is here, the perfect time to save some money. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save at RocketGrabPlus.com? You can check out all of our deals going on right now from Tri-City Motor Speedway, One Up Games and Repairs, JB's Market in Munger, Norrie's of Auburn, Daylight Outfitters, and more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The job market held up better than expected last month. The Labor Department says there were 372,000 new jobs created in June. The unemployment rate remained at 3.6%. Economists have been predicting the economy weakened under high inflation and rising interest rates. Though the number of new jobs is encouraging, earlier this year, companies were adding jobs at an average of 500,000 each month. GameStop is shaking up management, naming a new finance chief, and it's also cutting jobs because it wants to operate nimbly. GameStop shares are losing ground. Spirit Airlines has again postponed its shareholder vote on merging with Frontier. It's continuing talks with rival bidder JetBlue. The vote is now scheduled for next Friday. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselva, invested in you.
Big news! Greta Van Susteren is back, and she's on Newsmax. Tune into Newsmax at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight to watch The Record with Greta Van Susteren and get the real news. Plus, check out the new lineup of Rob Schmidt, Eric Bowling, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable and streaming platforms. If your cable system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them and demand it. And download the free Newsmax app on your phone. Make the switch to Newsmax today.
Annette Glenn was a high school sprinter and state champion. Now Annette Glenn's running for state senate, championing fairness, ensuring girls compete against girls, protecting girls' sports, and girls' privacy in the locker room. Paid for by Annette Glenn for state senate.
Ground ball, base hit into right field. They're going to wave Torkelson around third. Sharp single to right field. Baez got the fastball and didn't miss.
The Tigers play 7:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back. It's the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW, and Keith is up in Gladwin. Keith, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Thank you for the opportunity to call in on your open line time.
Absolutely.
I have a general broadcasting question, rules, and regs.
Okay.
I listen to WSGW over the internet. I'm a long-haul truck driver, so I get home once every 6 weeks or so.
Wow.
The station does not broadcast like Tigers baseball,
right,
or other activities that across the internet. And I'm just curious why.
Tigers restricted. It's their contract.
Okay.
They don't allow
Sure.
it. They don't allow streaming.
Okay.
So when you don't hear a particular event, and most of the time it's sports, because they're the ones that do the restricting. When you don't hear them on the internet, it is because they don't allow streaming.
Sure.
So it's out of our hands. We don't have any choice.
Yeah. No, I get that. The one that I guess saddened me was this past spring for the Good Friday church service that was broadcast. I didn't get that one either. So here's what happens.
Let me explain what happened there, as I understand it, because I was at the broadcast. I wasn't here. I was actually running the broadcast from the from the service. We have because of the stream, when we preempt a program on the AM or the FM, we can continue to carry that program on the stream so people that want to hear that program can hear it. And whatever preempts it, you can hear over the air. Now, in your case, because you're a trucker and you're in no man's land listening on the radio, you want to hear it on the stream. So we have to make a choice. We only have one stream. So what do we put on that stream? And typically it's the mainstream program, whatever we're preempting goes onto the stream. That's how that happens.
Yeah.
So let me ask some questions.
Yes.
Take you out of this for a minute. As a trucker, we are told, we know for a fact, that there are tens of thousands of shortages of truck drivers. How long have you been at it?
2 years.
What got you in it?
Former employer relieved me of my services. I was a Schwann's man.
Oh, were you really? No kidding.
Yes, I was. So I've been a professional driver, if you will, for 12 years now, 13 years. And I just stepped up the license classification from a chauffeur license for Schwann's up to a Class A to drive big rig. And I've got two boys in the business that have been in it for, the older one's been 5.5 years. The younger one's been 3. And my wife and I talked about it. And so when the opportunity came, it's like, okay, slight career change.
Yeah.
Let's do a class. Let's get our licenses and let's go.
Are you an owner operator or do you work for someone?
I am a company driver.
And you scratch your head every time you put diesel in the tank these days?
Oh, it hurts.
Oh, God, it's got to hurt.
It hurts. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm a company driver. Company is paying for it.
Yeah.
It's not out of my pocket. I understand that, but still, I do everything I can to conserve and be economically wise as possible.
Yeah, that's good. I was just curious in this day and age when we hear so much about it. And, I drove for a long time. I drove Interstate Motor Coach for 14 years. And there is a lure to the open road, isn't there?
Yes, there is. And it is a totally different lifestyle.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
All right. Well, listen, Keith, I appreciate the call and keep listening.
Thank you for your education, sir.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Take care.
You bet.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
And we'll talk to Sally in Saginaw. Sally, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, too. I've been listening to your radio station for years.
I've been doing it for years.
I know. Well, I was around in Saginaw before you got here. I was not born here, but I grew up here. Okay, I have two things. First of all, a bit of information for your listeners. If they get channel WCMU, channel 14,
right?
I believe it is. Okay,
depends what cable you're on.
Yeah, right. They are rerunning under the radar Michigan, and it's the one focusing on Saginaw.
Oh, no kidding.
Okay.
No,
and
very good.
The times are, okay, for those people who want to watch it, it's Sunday, which is this Sunday coming up, and it's 10 a.m. And then also it repeats on Monday, which is the next day, and that's 3 a.m. So on that one, you'd have to use the DVR or something.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to get up at 3 a.m. to do it.
Oh, it's great to know.
Yeah, and it's dated from 2021, so it's last year that they formed it. Okay. Secondly, you were talking about the train and the stations, and the I don't know what was it a West Genesee station? Was that the name of the one?
There was a Genesee Street station. I don't know if it was West or not, but there was a Genesee Street station. Right. That one got torn down.
Right. Right. And that was on this side, or let's see, I'm on the west side of Saginaw,
right,
of the Saginaw River. And then there was the other one. Well, a little story here. When I was, I think I was in the 5th grade, that'd be in like 1958 or something, our teacher arranged for us to take a train ride. And we took a train ride, and it was just with one one unit. What do you call it? You know,
They're
whatever.
rail diesel cars. Yep.
Yeah. Well, okay.
RDCs.
Yeah, one car, and we took a ride up from Saginaw, and I think we left from the
Potter Street.
The other one. I think we
Genesee?
left from that,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure. I don't remember. My mother was a chaperone. I was in elementary, so that's a long time ago.
Let me ask you,
And-
before you go before I forget this, was it by any chance a trolley?
Yes.
Okay, there
Yeah.
we go. All right.
There was a trolley. Yep.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Now, I don't know where it left from. I was just wondering if somebody did. And so she took the whole class. My mother was one of the chaperones, so she got to go too. And we went all the way up to a Bay City.
Yep.
Now, this would tell us probably, I don't think we went over the river. So we either left from the Potter Street and went up there or from the Genesee. I don't know which. But what we went up for, too, was the roundhouse. They had a roundhouse where some of these trains or something, even probably the engines, would go up to that, and then you'd go in the roundhouse, or they would, and then they would accommodate a large, long vehicle, and it would turn around. And so then when we were going one way, it would turn the trolley around, and then we'd come back the other way.
Yeah.
And then we came back the same way.
There used to be, if I wasn't here, but from what I've understood, there was a major park and pavilion and destination in Bay City. And at one time, the trolleys used to run to it. I've totally forgotten the name now, but it had a big dance hall and all kinds of stuff attached to it.
I don't think that was it.
That's not where you went, no. But I think at one time they did run trolley service to it at one time.
Was that Winona Beach then?
I don't know what the name was. I don't remember. It could be.
Yeah,
Could be
okay,
Winona.
that's on the other side of the river, I
Yeah,
think,
it
but I'm
could-
not
could
sure.
be.
No, maybe not. I'm not sure.
Could be, but it goes back a ways.
Yeah, yeah, I know, but I thought it was interesting because I think it was my 5th grade teacher, and she arranged for us to all go on a train and then go up there and then watch, how I think we rode when they turned it around, which was interesting.
On the turntable, yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge, big turntable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because it had to accommodate locomotives.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
All right,
So I
good
just thought
memories.
I'd add that in there, so because I remember, I think it was the Genesee Street one, and I remember going in the station.
Well, it'd be
'cause that
interesting
would
to
be
see.
The only reason why I would go in the station.
Could be interesting to see after STARS does this study, what happens to Potter Street.
Yeah, I
That'd be
know.
interesting.
I know. It's a lot of the buildings are gone, and that would be one thing at least that would would cement, because like railroads. I mean, this was probably they had the trains for a lot of the shipping of the lumber.
Yep, possibly.
At one time.
Well, they ran passenger service up through the early 60s from Potter
Did
Street.
they?
Yep.
Okay, well, I was on one of those somehow. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Good
Thank
enough.
you very much. And if somebody has an idea to where the roundhouse was, I'd be interested in knowing that.
All right.
And what side of the river it was on, because like I said, I don't remember crossing the river, but I don't know.
Yeah. All righty.
How much can you remember from your 5th grade?
Yeah, I know. All right, Sally, have a good one.
Okay,
Take
thank you
care.
very much.
Bye-bye
Bye.
now. All right. Listen, a lot of memories. Railroading, for me, brings back tons of memories because as a youngster, my mother was from Kansas City, Missouri. We lived in New York City. Mom and Dad and I lived in New York. I was an only child. And at least once, sometimes twice a year, we'd go back and forth to Kansas City to visit relatives. Always took the train. My dad wouldn't go because he had to work, but he would set it up. And sometimes we rode New York Central in the 20th Century Limited to Chicago and then down from Chicago. Other times we rode the Spirit of St. Louis on the Pennsylvania Railroad into St. Louis and then across on the Missouri Pacific. Other times we took the B&O Railroad to Washington, D.C., the National Limited out of Washington, D.C. to St. Louis, and then on to Kansas City. And I remember those vividly. I remember that vividly. And it developed my love for trains, and I still have it to this day. Quick break. We'll come back. We'll get to others waiting for us here on WSGW.
The world's best LPGA players are coming back to team up for the 2022 Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. The LPGA team event will be returning to the Great Lakes Bay region July 10th through the 16th, 2022 for a week-long community celebration. Come join us as we tee up the fun for everyone and cheer on our female golfers as they team up at Midland Country Club. Tickets start at just $10. Kids 17 and under get in free. Visit dowglbi.com for more information.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier and empower your retirement. They talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver with advanced technology and equipment so we can reach over 160 million addresses across the country. We're delivering for thinkers, doers, movers, shakers, groundbreakers, future makers, innovators, trailblazers, disruptors, streamers, dreamers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at usps.com/delivering.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching, but a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Attention, per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T. Euro Health.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show,
it's the Friday Five, and this week it's a tasty treat.
Lemons are tasty.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you. Lines are locked and loaded, so we're going to get to them. Alan is in Saginaw. Alan, good morning.
Morning, Art. The Pure Marquette was the name of that station on West Genesee, and it was located very near what is now the Children's Museum.
Ah, okay.
On the same side.
Well, yeah, the tracks are right there, too. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the Pure Marquette. And just a little sidebar, I believe that is exactly where Eisenhower stopped on his whistle-stop train campaign.
No kidding.
For presidency, yes.
Wow.
But I think it was the 56th election, not the 52. But at any rate, that was
really?
big news at the time here.
I'll bet.
His whistle-stop. And I guess that's... Oh, and there was a roundhouse that a lot of people weren't aware of. on Jefferson, South Jefferson, across the road and not far down from what was Furstenberg Braun Lumber.
No kidding.
And set back in. A lot of people, even at the time it's gone now, but even at the time it was there, a whole lot of people didn't know it existed. There were a lot of trees around it, and it just set back from the street far enough that people didn't see it. But I remember going down there and photographing it one time.
Good info.
Then it went away.
Great. Well, thanks.
So,
Appreciate it.
See ya.
Have
Bye.
a good one. Take care. Bye-bye. And Doug is up in Calling with information about the Roundhouse up in Bay City. Doug, good morning.
Morning. Haven't talked to you in a while. How you doing?
We're doing fine. Hope you are.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, that Roundhouse was on Euclid and Huron Road, where it splits right there.
Oh yeah, of course.
There's
and isn't there still a yard there?
Yeah, there's still a yard, but the Roundhouse is gone.
Yeah, the Roundhouse is gone.
Yeah. See, that's a big yard there. It's right along Huron. Like I say, most of it's along Huron Road.
Right.
And the tracks across Euclid and that. So that's where that was.
How about that? It's been a long time. I wonder when it was taken down. Probably,
yeah, I'm
decades
not sure
ago.
on that one. I can't remember what I did 10 minutes ago. So that's all I give you a call. I haven't talked to you in a while.
I'm glad you did.
Okay.
Thanks,
Have a
Doug.
good Friday.
You too. Bye-bye now. All right, let's go up to, I think, Gladwin and Owen. Owen, good morning.
Hello. This is Owen. How you doing?
Good.
For that guy that watched Tiger baseball games on the internet, I found a great app that's called Pro Baseball Radio. You pick out your favorite team and you pick out whatever station is on it on the internet, and you can hear all the games that you want on that app.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to pick us out because we can't stream it.
No. But you can listen on 1050 AM.
Yeah, there's others. I understand that. There's lots of them that do, but it's got to be a Tiger. It's got to be a Tiger authorized broadcast.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell him how to do it if he wants to.
All right.
If he wants to download on the internet.
Cool.
And also, on Saturday nights, or he can download 103 Country too.
All right.
And,
Well, we're not going to sit here and tell everybody other radio stations. So
I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. But I will tell you this: you can download. I mean, MLB, Major League Baseball, has an app that has some games. I mean, there are a number of ways to find some of this stuff, but it all has to be authorized by the league. So
yeah.
All right.
And
Good
also,
enough, Owen.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
And I found another app where you can listen to Michigan football too.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
the fall. It's called College Football
Good
Radio.
enough. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
And let's see. We've got Ed in Saginaw. Ed, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I've got some information for you on the roundabouts, the roundhouses.
Roundhouses, yeah.
Yeah. Jefferson Street on the east side, as you're going down Jefferson Street, there used to be a place called, it was a lumber company.
Furstenberg,
yes. And the railroad tracks run along there. And when you cross the road going west, so you'd be going that way, and you'd almost be heading directly down to where they have the animals,
the zoo. Yeah.
Yep. And when you got across Jefferson going west, you went right into the roundhouse.
Ah, okay.
Yep. And that's right nearby where Eaton, Yale, and Town used to be.
Sure.
It'd just be same side of the road.
Yeah. Very good.
Yep. I used to deliver papers there back in the.
No, did you really?
Yes.
Memories, huh?
Memories.
Wonder when
yes,
they took it down. I wonder how long ago it's been. Probably been 50, 60 years, maybe.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah, it's probably 50 years, close to it anyway. Yes.
Yeah.
You're a couple years older than me, but not that much.
All right. Good enough.
I'm having 75 years next Friday.
Congratulations. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I just thought you might like to know where that is.
Yeah, glad you called. Thanks a lot, Ed.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye now. And that opens the lines for you here on WSGW. We'll take a pause, and then we will return with more.
Consider a move to Wellspring Senior Living Campus in Saginaw.
There's a huge amount of trust that's built in that process of deciding where you're going to move, when you're going to sell your house. It's important when you walk into a place that you look around. Do the residents look happy? Are the staff interacting with them? How were you treated when you walk through the door? This is the next step to your journey. I want to give the right recommendation. I want to lead these people in the right direction. They've trusted me.
Schedule a tour today at wellspringlutheran.com.
Welcome to the Everyday Hotel. You'll be on the second floor and your other room will be on the 14th.
Wait, we asked for connecting rooms? These are 12 floors apart.
We tried, ma'am, but technically they're only 11 floors apart. We don't have a 13th floor.
We can't be 11 floors away from our kids.
I don't see a problem.
Stuart!
When you want separate rooms, but not that separate, it matters where you stay. Only Hilton offers confirmed connecting rooms at the time of booking. Hilton, for the stay.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Giving back to the communities we all call home. That's what the Lowe's Hometowns program and your neighborhood Lowe's are all about. We're working to complete 100 projects across 40 states and Washington, D.C. When done, they'll revitalize areas, including neighborhood housing, parks, and community centers. This $100 million commitment, the company's largest ever, is part of a goal to make a positive impact as we all continue to recover from the pandemic. You can find details of Lowe's Hometowns project and their progress at Lowe's.com.
Did you book the Townsend's 10th anniversary ticket?
Alona's travel agency is overbooked and experiencing delays. She needs to land a new project manager to clear her business's runways.
Yes, Mrs. O'Hara, we checked. Pygmy goats do not count as emotional support animals.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by interviewing on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
Now, how cool is this? I'll use the word groovy.
Yeah, the Mystery Machine.
Yeah, Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo. This is actually the Mystery Machine from, remember the Scooby-Doo movie?
No, I don't.
20 years ago when they did a Scooby-Doo movie, this is the actual Mystery Machine from that movie.
I see.
And one of the stars of the movie, Matthew Lillard, who played Shaggy, is now part of a special Airbnb opportunity where you could actually purchase a one-night stay in the Mystery Machine. How cool would that be? So this Mystery Machine includes a Sugar Ray album, portable CD player, a lava lamp,
bongos,
and a vintage TV.
Yeah, bongos, Why was Fred the only one who could drive the Mystery Machine? Shaggy ever drive?
Well, would you trust Shaggy behind the wheel?
Probably not.
Velma was probably too short.
She always lost her glasses.
Daphne, at times was an airhead. I'm sorry.
So it remains a mystery. The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. Detroit Tigers baseball is on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Fly ball, left field, fairly deep. That one's off the wall and deepest left center. In to score comes Candelario. Reyes slides home safely. Riley Green with a blast to left center, a 2-run double.
Tigers baseball, brought to you in part by Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, Ed Raymond's in Chesaning, Lingle Equipment Company. Your home for Detroit Tigers baseball is WSGW.
All right, back with you. Pat Johnson just stopped in to remind me, and it's what I had said earlier, and he's right. Major League Baseball app, you can get all the games All right. Joe is in Saginaw. Joe, you're on with Art Lewis. Good morning.
Well, hi, Art. Just thought I'd mention to you, during the Second World War, we used to go to a cottage in Linwood. It was on a cut up there, but the trolley car went right by that cottage and went further on up north. I don't know how far it went, but it went up the west side there. So just a bit of information.
Did you ever ride it, or did you guys drive up?
We never rode the trolley. We always drove up to the cottage there, but we had to go across the trolley tracks to get into the cottage.
I wonder how frequently they ran them.
Well, I can remember it going by. I think it went up, I don't know, maybe just once a day or something. And I don't know how far north it went. I don't know if it went up to Pinconning or up to Standish or where, but it went right up the coast there. And
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Yeah. But I know it went by. I remember when we were up there, the trolley, I think, went by somewhere around 10 o'clock in the morning. And I don't remember it coming back down, but I might have been in bed.
I was going to say, I'm sure it had to. What goes up must come down.
So,
all right.
We also had a big old plank. They called them a bay boat, flat bottom rowboat. And I think it had a 3-horse motor.
You could paddle faster than that.
Right. Well, we would go out and troll with it, but usually we went onto the bay if the water was not too choppy and caught a bunch of perch, because perch were very plentiful in the.
Oh yeah. Those flat bottoms were around a long time too.
Oh yeah. Well, during the war, my father worked for the ordnance, so he had a C sticker for gasoline, which gave him a lot more gas than the average person. And often on Saturday mornings, he'd load a half a dozen of the neighborhood boys into the car and drive down to right at the mouth of the Saginaw River. There were 3 huge docks that they had bait shops and little snack bars and gift shops and all that sort of thing. And it's where the big yachts would tie up there at the mouth of the river, the 50-foot Chris's and that sort of thing. But they also rented these big old bay boats there at the mouth of the river. There was Frenchie's was the dock furthest out, and then there was Smitty's and Whitey's. And but they were right at the mouth of the river, right across from the power plant there.
Yeah.
And so these big bay boats were probably 17, 18 feet long, but they had 4 rowlocks. And so my father would put a kid on each oar, row out into the bay.
Yeah. I don't know that I'd be rowing on the bay anymore.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, those are memories, though, aren't they? I mean, that's the joy of looking back on life.
Interestingly enough, when I was about 11, with my first paper route money, I bought a 7.5 horse used Scott Atwater outboard motor.
Oh, there's a name out of the past.
In those days, we did a lot of camping and so forth, and in those days there were boats to rent on all the inland lakes, but nobody had outboard motors for rent. So, but if you brought your outboard motor along, pop it on. So we'd go up to Higgins Lake and up to one of our favorite places was up just south of Gaylord there at Seagull Lake, and but we did a lot of camping.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. Good memories.
Yes, great fun. Yep, yes, indeed.
All right.
So have a good day.
You too. Glad to talk to you. Thanks. Bye now.
Bye for now.
It's interesting. Being a New Yorker, my memories of early years are far different. When you talk to people here in Michigan, about how they use the outdoors and went up north and boating and camping and lakes and all of that. And not the same experience I had in the Bronx. So I chuckle because life was so different growing up. And I actually, it's funny. I get asked a lot, what was life like growing up in the Bronx in New York, And I ask people all the time, what's life like growing up in Michigan with all the outdoors and everything? Because it really is, it's a different world, entirely different world when you're in a big city like New York and more rural America like Michigan. Love it. All right, take our last break, come back, close out.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Your local radio stations are here for you. No subscriptions or monthly fees necessary. We're here to give you the news, weather, and traffic you need and the music you love. But if the foreign-owned record labels get their way, it could stop the music. They want Congress to force radio stations to pay them more money simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text LOCAL to 52886 and tell Congress to protect local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Applied Training Solutions. We're going to get a CPO class from Applied Training Solutions for only $75. It's usually $150, but you are getting it half off. The ATS Simulation Range is a cost-effective solution for maintaining and improving your skills. Applied Training Solutions is located inside the Midland Mall. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Art Lewis Show for this week, Monday. I promised to tell you what we're going to do Monday. Monday, we're going to be broadcasting from the Midland Country Club, home of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational LPGA Tournament, and some very special guests. During the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to be chatting with the chairman and CEO of Dow, Jim Fitterling, will be with us for the 9 o'clock hour. At 10 o'clock, retired golfer Suzanne Pedersen, who is a Dow ambassador, will be with us. And Chris Chandler, who is the executive director of the tournament, will be with us. All of that happening on Monday live from the Midland Country Club. Next week, of course, the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational gets underway. We'll be telling you more about that next week. Meantime, stick around. We have news coming up from CBS. That'll be the National and International Report. Ann Williams is in the WSGW newsroom to bring you up to date on what's happening in the region and the state. And then we'll be back with you with Focus. We're going to focus on the D Street Music Foundation. All of that coming up after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. 2 weeks to the day after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, President Biden is ready to take executive action this hour to protect access to abortion and contraceptives. Correspondent Christina Ruffini is at the White House.
The president will direct HHS to protect access to medication abortion and take steps to ensure emergency medical care for pregnant women and those experiencing pregnancy loss. The order is also going to direct agencies to educate medical providers and insurers about how and when they are required to share privileged information about patients.
They held a moment of silence at the UN Human Rights Council to remember former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who was assassinated today as he gave a campaign speech outside a train station in western Nara. Police say a member of Japan's Maritime Self-Defense Force calmly confessed to the killing at the scene. Correspondent Elizabeth Palmer has more from Tokyo.
There hasn't been an attack sitting 90 years, and that was by a sword. So this has just come out of the blue. And the fact that the gunman appears to have made the gun and maybe guns at home has people feeling vulnerable and really shaken.
A former top White House aide who was with Donald Trump on January 6th is testifying before lawmakers investigating the attack. CBS's Scott McFarland.
The January 6th Select Committee believes former White House counsel Pat Cipollone has exclusive insights into what then President Trump did or didn't do as his supporters attacked the Capitol. Cipollone appeared informally before the committee in April, but for weeks there's been pressure for him to testify on the record.
The U.S. job market's still booming despite growing fears of recession. The Labor Department says employers added a better than expected 372,000 positions in June. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick.
Sectors leading the way with jobs creation include leisure and hospitality, that's bars and restaurants, professional and business services, as well as healthcare. Wages were on the rise, but still insufficient to keep pace with inflation. Average hourly earnings up 5.1% over the past 12 months.
The drought's getting worse out west. CBS's Jim Krasula.
California regulators have started curtailing the water rights of many farms and irrigation districts along the Sacramento River. That will force growers to stop diverting water from the river and its tributaries. California residents have taken notice of the extreme drought.
We're starting to increase the amount of conservation we're seeing. We're not increasing the water level, but people are starting to pay attention and using less water.
John Varela with the Santa Clara Valley Water District.
The Dow up 54 points. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Summer has officially arrived. This is Sonia with Westside Decorating Center. We can help keep your homes noticeably cooler with our energy-efficient window treatments. Call our designers at 989-793-6182 for a personal consultation. Whether you want to filter the sunlight or block it out entirely, we've got the perfect style for you. Ask about our free cordless upgrades and power options. We invite you to stop in and see our updated displays today at Westside Decorating, 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township.
Want to pay less for gas? Stop at any one of your local 26 Forward Shell convenience stores where you'll save at least 5 cents a gallon on every fill-up with Shell Fuel Rewards. Earn even more cents off when you make purchases in-store on some of your favorite snacks and drinks. Stack the savings, and you can regularly save 10, 20, 30 cents or more off each gallon of gas. That's Fuel Rewards and your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pump, go forward.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 71 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. A huge fire at a condominium complex in Thomas Township has displaced about 30 residents. It started just before 5 yesterday afternoon and burned throughout the night. Firefighters were still putting out hotspots as of 6 this morning. The two-story building had 20 apartments, but all residents got out safely. Thomas Township firefighters had help from multiple other departments from as far away as Midland and Gratiot counties. No serious injuries were reported, but one firefighter was treated for smoke inhalation. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. The Red Cross set up a shelter for displaced residents at Hemlock High School. The Four Lakes Task Force is nearly finished on its assessment of the damages caused in the Edenville and Sanford dam failures in May 2020. A special meeting of the boards of commissioners of both Gladwin and Midland counties will determine if residents will see an increase in taxes. The meeting takes place Tuesday at noon at Meridian High School in Sanford. The task force has proposed a special assessment to pay for the operation and maintenance of the dams, which will no longer be funded by hydroelectric power. However, it is not just the residents of the lakes who will be paying for their upkeep. Four Lakes officials called the tax levy an at-large assessment, meaning the entirety of Gladwin and Midland counties would be on the hook for the tax increase. The company responsible for a chemical leak in the Flint River last month has identified the source. WSGW's Michael Percha reports.
On June 15th, an unknown oil-like substance was discovered leaking into the river from the property of the Lockhart Chemical Company, spreading miles downriver and prompting a closure of all water activities, which remains in effect. Cleanup activities between Lockhart, Genesee County, and the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, or EGLE, have removed more than 14,000 gallons of the substance, which has yet to be identified. Finding the breach proved difficult, as officials say the Lockhart complex involves decades of industry and miles of pipes to navigate. However, the breach was recently located in a storm sewer at the facility. Lockhart has halted operations and has submitted plans to EGLE and the city of Flint for bulkheading the portion of the storm sewer that runs under the facility and routing the existing storm sewer around the site. Michael Percha, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Just about everyone is feeling the pain at the pump. However, gas prices are beginning to fall. According to AAA, Michigan gas prices are averaging $4.95 a gallon. Patrick DeHaan is head of analysis at Gas Buddy. He says prices are falling for now, and with a looming recession, they could fall even further.
If we get into a significant recession, we could see oil prices falling enough that retail gas prices could fall back under $4 a gallon. So there's just a lot of questions, including the degree of the recession. That will all drive prices potentially to a different level, depending on how deep of a recession we enter.
DeHaan says gas price trends, that is, may be a bit unpredictable going forward. WSGW News Time, 11:08.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
WSGW News Time, 11:09. A second Michigan case of monkeypox has been identified in a person from Detroit. Spokeswoman Lynn Sutphin of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services said it's not clear whether the second case is linked to the state's first confirmed case, which was identified last week in Oakland County. She says both cases remain under investigation. Health officials are trying to To identify close contacts of the people who have monkeypox and might have been exposed, Michigan is one of 34 U.S. states with known cases of the virus. A worker died in an accident at a Gerber Products Company plant in western Michigan. Parent company Nestle says the employee was working on repairs to a production line when the accident happened about 2 p.m. Thursday at the plant in Fremont. The worker's name was not released. Nestle says it's investigating and cooperating with authorities. The Fremont Police Department is investigating, along with the Newaygo County Medical Examiner's Office and the Michigan Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Operations at the plant have stopped temporarily. Support services are being offered to its more than 500 employees. Flint Bishop International Airport has received some federal funding to make infrastructure improvements. Through the Airport Terminal Program, the airport received $3.5 million to make improvements to a terminal roof, which is around 30 years old. The funding was secured by Michigan's 2 senators and Congressman Dan Kildee through the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which provides $1 billion a year over 5 years for airport terminal grants. When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom 752-0790. It's 1111. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Few spotty rain showers possible late today. Otherwise, partial sunshine develops a high into the upper 70s. While winds out of the northeast around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Then for tonight, partly cloudy skies develop a low near 57. Saturday, sunshine high of 77 degrees. Then by Sunday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 87. Monday, partial sunshine develops a high around 89. Then on Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 86 degrees. Wednesday, chance for rain, we'll see high around 82. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast.
Currently, it's 73.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW. Brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, affordable alternative to asphalt shingle roof replacement. GetRoofMax.com is the website, or call Ben at 989-859-6751 and ask about RoofMax, spelled, by the way, with 2 X's. We're going to talk about an organization and an event this morning. The organization, the D Street Music Foundation, and a pop-up palooza in Sanford coming up this month. Special guests in studio, the president of the organization. We say good morning to Ed Kearns. Ed, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Thanks for having us on today.
Thanks for being with us today. And also with us is Georgie. Georgie, good morning.
Good morning, Ed. Thank you for having us here.
You're welcome. All right. I guess before we get to the event and all that, I had not heard of the D Street Music Foundation before, so if I haven't, others probably haven't either. So why don't you tell us about it?
I appreciate the opportunity. You're one of a very large group of people that haven't heard of D Street. We're a tiny little shoebox of an outfit. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. And our goal, put in the simplest terms, is to support live local music. We do that through several programs. We have a bandwagon program in which we loan instruments to kids who may not otherwise be able to afford them.
Oh, wow.
We do a thing called a scholarship program where we do 3 scholarships a year, $1,000 each pop, for somebody going into music-minded businesses, music teachers, whatever their course may be. And the beauty of those scholarships is you don't have to be an A+ student to apply. If your passion is music, you're the kind of person we want to talk to. And we also do some other auxiliary things. We have a mobile stage that we either rent or loan out to various people for their own groups and organizations. But D Street is made up of about 9 board members right now. We've been around since 2005. and started out mostly just as a group that supports musicians. And we've kind of pivoted a little bit, and we do a lot more community type work right now.
Located where?
We are located on the internet. We have no brick and mortar place.
Oh, okay. All right.
We keep our costs very low. We are all volunteers.
You mentioned band instruments to youngsters and things of that nature. And when I went to school, that was a long time ago. Music wasn't an option. I mean, it was mandated. I went to New York City public schools, but in the 5th grade, I think it was, you had to choose an instrument, period.
Yeah.
And, I lived in a big apartment complex in New York City. I wanted drums, but they were out of the question. My parents said, not on your life. Ended up with a licorice stick, clarinet. But times have changed, haven't they? I mean, music it's one of those things that got axed when the dollars got critical.
Very true. Unfortunately, Art, a lot of times music programs, if you choose to participate, you also then have to pay for the instruments themselves, either through renting them through a local music shop or purchasing them outright. And so as we've seen that change occur, we have done our best to just ask for donations of unused instruments that we then refurbish and loan out for free to people that can not necessarily afford to purchase or rent instruments, giving students that might otherwise not have an opportunity to enjoy learning how to play an instrument.
Do you? I assume it's a bad word. You're not offering lessons, is that right? Just
That's
instruments.
correct. Yeah. Yep. We just make the instruments available. Often we work through a band instructor, a school band teacher, sometimes through private teachers, sometimes through the individuals themselves.
They identify the students who may be in need.
Exactly right.
Yeah. And supporting musicians. What do you do in that area? Do you still do as much?
We do, and we do it in a couple of ways. One is we offer training sessions occasionally. And I'm talking mostly young musicians, not the folks that are out and working, but stagecraft, how you go about getting a gig, what you do once you get there, what's expected of you, the sound systems required and all that sort of thing is something that D Street has helped on in the past. We also do concerts, one of which is coming up. That we've done a show called Parkapalooza since 2005. Started out at Sanford Lake Park in Sanford, Michigan, when there was a lake at Sanford Lake Park. And we have done that show. I think we missed a year in the COVID era.
Okay. Let's hold that thought, because I want to take a break and come back, and we'll talk about the Pop-Up-Palooza in Sanford coming up July 23rd. Hang on.
Good.
We'll be back with our guests right after these notes.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a RoofMax shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with RoofMax, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
News coverage. Detroit Police Department is in mourning after an officer was shot and killed.
The officer immediately took fire from the subject. He was armed with a Draco assault rifle. Entirely too much gun violence in the city, too much gun violence in this country.
News.
Robert Cremo III, 7 counts of first-degree murder.
Just another horrific reminder of the gun violence that we face.
News coverage.
WNBA star Brittany Griner has pleaded guilty to drug charges in a Russian court.
On WSGW.
Broadcasting from the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios. This is WSGW.
All right, back with you, talking to Ed and Georgie from the D Street Music Foundation. Coming up July 23rd is a pop-up palooza in Sanford. Tell us about that.
The pop-up palooza is kind of interesting. It is a spin-off of our typical concerts, which are called Parkapalooza. Those shows we've been doing for since 2005. Pop-up palooza is a little smaller scale, which we are doing in the village of Sanford, and it is basically a fundraiser. There's not a lot of money to be made there. But the important thing for us is that we bring something to the village. For many years, Parkapalooza, the granddaddy of our events, happened at Sanford Lake Park. We had to leave there when the floods came and all that sort of thing. So this is sort of a second try for Sanford, something we want to do for them. And it happens in a little place called Porty Park, which is a green space in the center of Sanford, which was created by all the homes sadly being washed away. So it's about a city block park. But we'll have 4 great bands there. We'll have food trucks. We'll have inflatables. We'll have stuff for kids to do. All the usual
Kind of
festival
a mini
stuff.
festival. Yeah.
Yes.
Saturday, July 23rd, 1 to 6 p.m. And I know it takes money to do these things. You got sponsors?
We do indeed. Thank the heavens we have sponsors. The number one sponsor is Garber Chevy in Midland. They've been with us for a lot of our events for a long time, and simply put, we couldn't do it without their help.
A lot of people can't do a lot without Garber. That name is everywhere when it comes to philanthropic and supporting these kinds of things.
I think if they believe in the cause and they believe in the attitude that we're going into this step forward. And an important thing about our group is we're 100% volunteer. Nobody individually makes any money, but we do have to pay for sound and we have to pay for insurance and all the other things that come along with doing these events. And that's where people like Garber come in very handy.
Georgia, is there a website where people can go to get information?
You bet. dstreet.org is our website. There you can find information about our pop-up palooza, about our Parkapalooza that's coming up in Freeland in August, as well as if you're interested in a scholarship. We have our scholarship applications available on that website as well. Or if you are interested in maybe getting a loan of an instrument, we also have those applications on our website.
Pop-up palooza in Sanford, the cost to get in?
Nope, absolutely free to attendees.
But you said it's a fundraiser.
Thank you, Garber, and thank you, Allied Hearing and Fullerton Tool. It is a fundraiser.
Let's include those folks.
It's
Again,
really
who are
more
they?
of a fundraiser.
Fundraiser. Thank you. I understand.
It is Garber Chevy in Midland, Allied Hearing, and Fullerton Tool are and a bunch of smaller folks that have kicked in $100 here and there to help us make this happen. Those businesses are the people that allow us to do this.
Well, it sounds like a fun time, and the more that happens in Sanford to bring it back.
Yeah, I think that's true,
and it really has come back too. I mean, it's amazing what they've done there.
Yeah, I'm a Sanfordite myself, so I see it on a day-to-day basis, and it's. When you walk away and look at it again, it's a miracle because downtown was gone. Many people's homes were gone.
Drove up a couple of months ago just to eat at the restaurant to support them. I mean, because it really was undescribable, the tragedy that happened there.
Yeah,
and how they've recovered and rebuilt shows what happens when you can pull together.
Yeah, it does. And I would be remiss too if I didn't mention that there are a woman named Dolores Porte, who is the president of the village, is very involved in making this happen, and several other village personalities that are leaders in that town. We actually had a little bit of a backlash a year or two ago when we had to move Parkapalooza out of Sanford Lake Park and we moved it into Midland in the Tridge area. We got a lot of phone calls from people in Sanford saying, "Don't leave." And
that's good.
And among them were the village leaders, and we appreciate the chance to come back.
Pop-up Palooza in Sanford, Saturday, July 23rd, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. dstreet.org, the website. Georgie, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Ed, pleasure. We'll have to do it again sometime. We'll keep up with you.
Absolutely.
Look forward to it.
We
Thanks a
appreciate
lot.
it. Thanks.
We'll be back to close out after these notes.
At Wildfire Credit Union, loan rates are low and cash is back. Borrow for the things you want. Consolidate high-interest credit cards or refinance a loan and watch your monthly payments go down.